Good morning, and thank you for watching this video. My name is Pat LaBarbera, and I was fortunate enough to do an interview for New Yorkers for Constitutional Freedoms, and a handful of people reached out to me wondering if there was a way that they could donate to help Ukraine. So I would like you to know a little bit about how and why and where your donations will go if you are considering doing so. As quick as I can, I don't want to pull on your ear for the whole day. I have been a missionary in Ukraine for the last 20 years. I have kind of a unique understanding of it in the fact that I am a tent maker missionary. I own a health insurance agency in America. So usually I'm here from mid-August to September, October, November, December doing health insurance renewals for small businesses, individuals, and retirees, Medicare people. And then January, February, March, April, May, and June, or to the end of May, I am a professor. I teach international economics and medical triage in Ukrainian universities in the Russian language. And then June, July, August, we do camps. We do teen camps, we do young moms camps, we do English camps, and then I do free medical clinics in remote Russian-speaking villages across Ukraine, and then come back and start all over again. And that's what I've been doing for a while. That being said, with what's going on in Ukraine, it has been breaking my heart. I'm not the type of person to just watch the news. I want to go and do something. So I called up my guys. I've been talking to them constantly, asking, what can I do? Can I help? Can I come back? Can I get into the country at least? And they're saying, yes, absolutely. And one of the guys challenged me, and he said, look, they call me Pascal. Pascal, we're here. All of the women and children have made it over from this particular church, have made it over into Romania, right? And we're standing around here waiting for what's going to happen. We're defending our city as best we can, but you would just come here and sit and also do the same thing. What we could use is some help. What we did is we created, my words, not his, we created the Underground Railroad, where it is very difficult for people on the east side of the country to get to the west side of the country. Obviously, if you're good at geography, the east side of the country is where Belarus and Russia and the Black Sea are. So there's really no place for them to go. On the west side of the city, west side of the country, right, there's Poland, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, Moldova, Romania, right? Most of them are part of the EU, so everybody's going from east to west. That being said, that's not easy to do. They're waiting 2-3 days to get onto a train. The train are packing way more people than are supposed to be in a car and driving much slower to get from one side to the other. Only maybe 40% of the Ukrainian people actually drive. So most people don't have cars. And there are rules about taking your cars into the European Union. So they can't even drive over. They'd have to, if they could, they would drive from their side to our side and drop their car off and then just walk into the European Union. Also, I should bring up that where my house is in Ukraine, it's about a 45-minute drive into Romania. It would take me longer to get from Rochester, New York to Buffalo, New York, than it would take me to get from my house to Romania. Okay, so what they're doing is all the churches that I took part in starting and that Sasha took part in starting, right? Put them all together, there's probably like 40 of them. And if you can go from one church to the next church to the next church. So you could drive for 4 or 5 hours, being careful, seeing what road's open, what road's not open, taking this detour, getting to the church, and then they get to the church. There are beds in the basement. There is food being cooked in the church. They are in the basement so they can be sheltered from the bombing. There are toilets and showers, right? Because obviously they can't stop at the gas station from one place to the other, grab a snack and keep going. Right, that gets difficult. So one pastor might drive 3 hours from his church to our next church. Then that pastor would drive from 4 hours to the next church, or one of the other guys from then going from going from east to west. Also, you need to understand that we're looking about going from like Arkansas through all of Texas to get to California. So this is not a real quick, easy drive, right, over bad roads and bombing and flights and so on and so forth. So what's happening, unfortunately, is the food is getting expensive in the country of Ukraine, and gas has doubled in price, and they really don't have the money to keep this back and forth and back and forth and back and forth up. So what this money would go for is to support that effort, to pay for the gas, pay for the food, so they can keep the food going in each kitchen. They can bring the people in, talk to them, give them comfort, talk to them about Jesus, pray with them, right, and then bring them to the other side of the country. Now, when they get to where I live in Chernivtsi, just 45 minutes from the Romanian border, right, then our guys will take them in cars to the Romanian border, drop them off, right. They will have to walk, go through customs, get to the other side into Romania or Poland, right, and then they will be taken care of there. Now, again, understand that these are women and children standing in line for 20 to 30 hours. No snacks, nobody coming around with a cart trying to feed them, right? So we will try and feed them and give them enough food and pockets and sandwiches to take with them as they cross over into Romania. And then, obviously, on the way back, bring food back going the other way, right? That's the quick and easy part of that. The second part of this I want you to understand is the reason why I didn't just point somebody to another organization. Working in Ukraine and dealing with economics is something I do on an everyday basis. My secretary is Ukrainian, living in Ukraine at the moment, right? Yes, I did give her some time off, but she's doing work there, so I send her salary to Ukraine every month. Right. That being said, I have an understanding of how to get money from America to Ukraine and what happens. Right. That being said, if you were to go to a normal organization, you were to give your 50, your 100, your 200, whatever it is that you were willing to offer to someone, right now there's no way to get it in. If I were to send my secretary $9,000, she could get out 2,000 hryvnia every day, which is like $70. Right, so she could take $70, but 70 hryvnia, that's Ukrainian currency, out of the ATM. The problem is most of the ATMs are empty. Most Ukrainians are trying to buy dollars or buy euros, because if Russia comes in and takes over, right, they'll be able to buy the ruble and be able to live. If Russia doesn't take over, they'll be able to buy back hryvnia and start over again. Right, so having dollars and cash is king, not being able to go to the ATM. Second, there are no armored cars driving around refilling the ATMs. That's not happening. Right, so if they have money in their account, then they can go to the grocery store if the grocery store is open and still has any groceries in it, and be able to buy them. If that system goes down, which it probably will, right? If that system goes down, then they have no way of getting any money, no way of buying anything, right? So if you were to give hundreds of thousands of dollars to any of these great associations or agencies or whatever that's sending money over there, the people couldn't get to it anyway. So I don't want to do that. I maybe we'll be able to use that money for rebuilding when this building was bombed and that building was bombed, or this needs to get updated, right? And that'd be great, and they're definitely going to need those things. I'm more interested in getting the help there now, and getting the people out that need the help. So what I did is I am going to fund it myself. If you're willing to donate, the donation will come directly to me. Right, there is no not-for-profit organization. I am a for-profit business, but it will come to me. I will take that money, every single penny of it. Right, I will put it in my pocket, and I will fly over to Romania, and I will be able to get it across the border and hand it to a guy that I personally know. So there's no, it'll go for this, maybe, or I'm going to take a percentage, or they'll get it in a couple of months. I will fly in 2 weeks to get to Romania and be able to get that money back across the border to my pastors in Ukraine that will split the money up to be able to buy food, blankets, toys, water, diapers, and things like that, and gasoline and diesel, because we run on diesel, to be able to get people from one side of the country to the other, make sure they're fed and safe, and get out. If you have any questions or concerns about that, I know it's you're not going to get a tax write-off for this, and I will let you know that there is a certain amount of money that I'm allowed to carry on a plane into the country. I know what that number is. I've done it many times before, right? And I'm looking to get to that. If you have any questions, concerns, worries at all, right, I will put my number in the description, right, and you can call me and ask me anything. If you prefer a larger organization, I totally understand. I'm just looking to help my guys and what it is that they're doing. Thank you again very much, and please, I do pray that God would bless the gift that you're willing to give to us. Thank you.